Welcome to Session 1 of the IMA for Beginners series. The purpose of this session is to introduce you to IMA basics and terminology. After completing the videos in this playlist, you will be able to explain the IMA workflow process and basic role responsibilities, explain IMA basics and terminology relevant to vendors, and identify the components of an item in IMA. The topics we're going to be covering to meet those objectives include an introduction, workflow process of an item, item components, and IMA terminology. First off, what is IMA? IMA stands for Item Maintenance Application, and basically it's a library of information of all the product that we're going to be selling in our stores. If it's going to be sold in Sears or in Kmart, it first has to be built within IMA. Until an item is operational within IMA, it will not be accessible by our ordering systems. IMA is a role-based application, so there are several roles such as vendor, merchant, inventory, and so forth, and each role is responsible for specific fields. We'll be speaking more about the workflow process in this session. IMA is not the order creation system. So inventory does not actually use IMA to create orders. However, they do use information that was created by IMA, such as the KSN number and core item number, to create orders in other systems. It's also important to understand that IMA does not feed every downstream system. So if a change request is created within IMA, it may not necessarily reflect in all of the other systems. There are several methods of entry within IMA. We do require vendors to use data catalog or a data sync provider. This allows vendors to enter information about their items to their data sync provider and then sync that information out to all of the retailers that they're supplying that product to. This really cuts down on the amount of time that it takes for them to set up items within all of the different systems. It creates a more efficient process for our vendors. Now, there are some vendors that are required to build specific types of cartons that cannot be synced over, in which case they will have to build them manually. For our merchants and inventory analyst, we also have several different spreadsheet upload options, as well as CMA. It really depends on which business they're in as far as which input they'll use. If an item is going to be exclusively online, that process actually starts in an application called Spin, and then it will backfeed to IMA. We also have manual entry. So merchants and inventory and the vendors that we spoke about that have to do manual build will use our manual entry.